As we have concrete foundations, it's important that we install the services into the foundations which cannot be added at a later date. And so in this video we're going to show you the services being put in. We'll talk about it first of all and then show you some live footage. For context, we are in the foundation stage of the build it phase. Drainage generally falls into two categories: fall waste and rainwater. Fall waste is typically the stuff that we discharge from our bathrooms, our kitchens, our toilets, and would normally go into the public sewage system. With our particular situation here, there is no public sewage nearby, and so therefore we've had to create our own water treatment system. The second type of water is rainwater, which typically falls on your roof and then into your gutters and down your drain pipes and into a soakaway. Public water works do not generally allow you to put this into their sewage system, which can be a problem in certain sites, perhaps where there's clay and the water won't soak away naturally. So you usually have to then make alternative systems of where to dispose that water. For the purposes of this project, we are not going to go in depth into the whole drainage system. I simply want to cover the areas that we need to install at this stage because we're putting in a concrete foundation base, and therefore the pipes and pipe work will not be movable. This includes also our utilities, such as, well, we don't have gas on the site, but such as electricity, telephone wires, if you're going to put that in there. And although we're not actually going to use that system, and we'll talk about that in another video, what we're going to use, we're going to put the ability in there, and we're going to give it the ability also for power to be taken back outside, because the meter for the electrical installation is actually going to be inside, and so therefore if you want power supply outside, and I'm not talking about power supply around the perimeter of the house, for instance sockets on the outside of the house or lighting on the outside of the house. I'm talking about power supply if you wanted to have, for instance, a shed, so that you could have underground cabling to that shed. So it's really just future proofing it, not that we're putting in a shed ourselves. So the pipes are going to be in the foundation base, and then they will have to at some point exit the foundation. So in this illustration here, you will see where we've got the strip foundation, we've got a concrete lintel over that to support the area where the pipe is going to come out. This pipe has to be flexible to allow some movement, and so it's surrounded by pea shingle. Essentially what we do is we dig a foundation. We will then lay about 100 millimeters, at least 100 millimeters of pea shingle, lay the pipe over that, and then fill over to the top of the pipe and an additional 100 millimeters over and above that. So a pipe is covered in pea shingle from on all sides. So essentially it's got a clearance of 100 meters around the circumference of the pipe, and then there'll be about a further 200 millimeters of dirt on top of that. We are then going to concrete over the part that is within the foundation base itself, which you will see when we go to the live footage. The area outside of the foundation base will be connected at a later date, and we'll discuss that in a future video. We will also discuss in a future video the rest of where the pipes go within the house and how that is all put together to configure the complete foul drainage system. In addition to this, we are obviously having to bring water into the site so that there's water available within the foundations, and we've made provision for that as well. So now let's move to some live footage. The drainage has now been put in, and then the site overfilled with soil. So when we look at the plans, this is the utility room there, and therefore we need somewhere for the sink to go and the disposal there. In this corner here, this is going to be coming down from the upper floors. Which it happens to be in the corner of the living room. And then we've got over here the kitchen area, which is in this area here, and then further over we have the ensuite, which is for the back bedroom, and also is the bedroom coming out of the main hallway. Then we have inspection chamber tanks here, and there's one over there and one there, boarding points, and then we've got it flowing out here. So at this point the drainage is actually in the foundations itself, but doesn't actually go anywhere, and this is so that we can fill the oversight of the foundations, and then that means that the drainage is in the right place, because clearly once the concrete is set you can't change anything, so it's very important that we have that right. As you can see here, we have the inspection chambers, the point in the utility room. This is the one in what will be the kitchen, going through to the bathroom. As you'll see, these are laid in pea gravel to protect the pipe work. So that is, a trench is laid down, and they are top and bottom pea gravel, so this will be overfilled more before we pour the concrete onto the site. And as you'll see, this is the reasoning that we had these ducting through. Yeah. So here we see the blockwork, and there's a lintel there to bridge the blockwork to allow us to then pass the pipe through. So this pipe goes to that inspection chamber, comes through here, and then runs the length of there and goes out the other side of the building. And as I said before, it doesn't actually go to anywhere at this stage. These cables here, this is for the power work coming in, so we're going to have telephone lines coming in, power cables coming in. Over here we have the water line, so the water is already connected to this part here. And we also have the power line here, but that is still buried, but we do have power here, and we'll shortly be having a meter installed so that we can actually have power on site. Having completed the drainage, it's now time to complete the foundations, and that will be the subject of our next video. In the meantime, please like and share, and if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section below. I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.